Ladies and gents, hope you guys had an excellent Memorial Day. Let's just get a little bit of energy up and started. Mr. Meatball there. He has actually a doctorate of data science from the University of Cornell. But that said, here we are looking at some pretty strong indicators of what AMC and GME are going through. We just charted this out live. If you guys want to track us live, make sure that you already have that bell button turned on. I know most of you are subscribed. We have one of the best figures in the nation of YouTube creators that are giving you guys the information that you need. First of all, why did AMC see major 20+% rips in the pre-market? Currently 50 cents below where it needs to be. What that line that I drew was where we were rejected earlier this morning at 32.68. That was 5 minutes before pre-market is over. And now we're looking at some pretty clear and compelling images of $40. Just actualize that. Think about that in your brain and see it come true. Now, the information that you guys are looking for, right? We have Mudrick Capital coming out, making big bets on AMC and GME, and today is clearly no exception. AMC just raised $230.5 million of equity and plan to go on offensive. Now, if you guys remember this from 2 Thursdays ago, that was where we saw that humongous 35% day on AMC. That day had 300 million volume. Now, that said, compared to last Friday, that is now starting to feel like an exponentially smaller figure to roll past, and yet we're still feeling very positive about the fact that we had just made a ton of cash for AMC and that price action didn't even falter, right? So that's why we heard about the news this morning. Adam Aaron gave us the rundown, which I'm going to now cover in 5-part tweets with my best Adam Aaron impression. Here we go. Ready? And let me address the smart raising of equity capital. I believe one of the best things AMC did in 2021 was to raise $428 million a few weeks ago at $994 per share. So this is exactly what we just mentioned. 2 Thursdays ago, they made $428 million when AMC was slightly more than 3x smaller in terms of price action. So rather than dilution affecting AMC badly in the short term, as some feared, we greatly strengthened AMC. So that is the thesis, right? We just read this part of what Adam Aaron, Mr. 1 out of 5 for his 5-part tweet, and each part is super important. The very first part of this conversation is how does AMC rip, right? We're talking about why do these things happen when expectation, oh my gosh, data is king, but expectation is queen. So important to the process of bulls and bears deciding where that price action should and shouldn't go. We are seeing some terrific opportunities to pick up important theaters from other faltering chains. This can be a real way for AMC to grow again, creating immediate value for AMC shareholders. But we need more cash to get these theaters under lease. So now he's already talking about why. This is so important to be able to be an effective leader is I want more cash. It's not about catching the squeeze, right? They sold at $10 to make more money for AMC. Then they sold more at $27 to make a little bit more money for AMC. They're not greedy. They're not here to make light of the fact that the squeeze is imminent. It's that they want to be able to take this advantage to tell us how jacked to the A Tobits, jacked to the T's they are right now. About the fact that AMC just saw another 20% of price action and almost nobody blinked. I bet you guys woke up this morning and you looked at your phones and you were like, yeah. that's what I reacted as when I saw 21% up. Insanity. It looks like Odin Trades over here is buying AMC every 5 minutes. Don't copy him, he says, because we don't give financial advice here, right? Adam Aaron coming out here. Today, we announced selling 8.5 million AMC shares at a price of about $27.12 each. 8.5 million shares is less than 1.7% of their outstanding shares. He's making it seem small to show how much weight he is going to be able to throw around with this much money, this much extra money that, once again, they told us, right? Why they want to be able to have more money on hand, because they're looking to expand and strengthen their position on existing theaters as well. It's a small portion of the typical trading volume. That's very true. It gives us $230 million of cash to use primarily to grow AMC. Speaking of how little of this price action that actually is, 8.5 million was accomplished. Look, let's see what this volume number was in the beginning of this video. I bet that 8.5 has already been traded within that much time, right? We are already seeing 114 million. And by the end of this video, you might actually see 8.5 million go by. So watch this counter. Make sure that you guys have already commented out which like you are. If you guys haven't yet, we're on our way to 1600 on this video alone, right? Let's look. First, in our sights, what is Adam Aaron going to do with all that money? Are the strongest ArcLight Pacific theaters that will not reopen due to pandemic pressures. No one is out of the woods yet, but we like AMC's improved liquidity. I like how he is not making AMC see like a predator in this case, right? That we are coming in as a savior in helping out the theaters that cannot reopen due to whatever economic, cultural, political climate that they're currently facing. The increases of vaccinated people and the imminent release of new blockbuster movies, right? He's talking about what the CDC has done for AMC, but internalizing that value so that shareholders can understand, right? More people are getting vaccinated. More movies are starting to get released, and that is a snowstorm, a blizzard of positive price action waiting to happen. In our view, this is not a mindless dilution, but rather this is a very smart raising of cash. If he can toot his own horn, please go ahead. I'll give you a second to toot your horn at home. All right. So this is a very smart raising of cash that we can grow our company. To many of you on Twitter, to grow your company. He's talking directly to apes, bullish AF. He's talking to you right now on Twitter. So watch out, naysayers. AMC is going on play offensive again. Here we come. 5 out of 5. It is Adam Air on, right? We are looking at that price action, lipping our chops, oh my gosh. Oh my God, licking our chops very, very hungrily. Look at that line that I drew in the sand, 31.69, getting close to hitting it. And if we get a clean break from that level of resistance that we were hitting this morning, we're going to see some major price action upward here. We hit 32.70 in the pre-market, but we are likely going to have to face 31.69 or $32 to be able to have a full entree of the technical indicators that we need to see. You might have also noticed that GME is facing a little bullish pennant right here, a small wedge that could mean some pretty significant price action coming in the future. So if you guys want to see that GME video, I am also going to upload something very similar for that. If you guys want to be able to take a look at what cheat code is telling us, especially since that was a 4 out of 4 buy signal for Mr. AMC. If you guys take a look, I'm going to pull down and look at those 4 dots here. Well, that's 1 here for the swing, 1 here for the squeeze, and 2 here. 1 for being in the Bollinger Cloud, and 2 for the buy signal. That 4 out of 4 buy signal was brought to you by Cheat Code Algorithm before anybody else could have told you what was up. So if you guys want to be able to start investing in your easy peasy technical indicators to understand when to swing trade, right? It's a risky business, but it certainly is in the description down below. If you guys haven't gotten your own Webull, this is what it is, right? The trading app that I'm currently using directly in front of you. Get your 2 free apps, stocks there, as well as crypto mania, right? The bloody crypto bull market that happened earlier yesterday. That's something that you can pick up $250 of free Bitcoin for on BlockFi. All in the description down below. Thanks so much for making this happen, y'all. The Patreons are especially important. I want to give you guys a quick chance to look at them. We're not done with the live stream. We're just going to keep soldiering on. And for now, but not for forever, we'll see you in the money.